Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. How is your nervous system today? That's all I want you to ask yourself throughout practice. How is my nervous system? And for some of you, you might go, I don't know. I don't know what I'm feeling. And that's okay. That's legitimate, right? But I want you to get into the habit of asking yourself, what do I need? How am I feeling in this moment? We are now hurtling towards the end of the year. And with the climate at large, the physical climate, the weather climate, but also the conscious collective, you might be feeling your energy leaking. You might be feeling some bouts of depression, some bouts of anxiety, some fatigue. You might be having a lot of trouble falling asleep at night. And that is because the mind is overworking. So today's practice, we're going to start moving the body just to prep a little bit. And then we're going to go through some breath techniques and go into a guided, soft, restorative practice today. And it's very important for us to understand why the body does not always need to power through or to be physical all the time. Just to let you know, while the body needs movement and the mind needs stillness, so meditation is where we practice stilling the mind. We did that. We've gone through our vinyasas. Yin practice, you might have heard that or have done it with me before. Yin practices are designed to invoke the feminine energy, that yin line, so that way we're being. And with yin practices, you can have multiple postures. So you can have 4 to 20 poses throughout a practice, holding between 1 and 4 minutes each time. The difference between yin and restorative is restorative poses are held longer. So restorative poses, you might have about 4 poses for an entire session that are about 15 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes each. So that's the difference today. We're going to be invoking some restorative postures. And with restorative's purpose, yin is designed to invoke the flowing of the left side, that lunar energy, to balance all the doing that we do. Restorative poses reset the nervous system. So it's very important for us to understand that the stillness of the body is just as important, and making sure that we are comfortable in those poses, right? Because if you're in a posture and your head or your neck or your jaw or your arm is not supported, your mind will start to go into the place of discomfort, and it's counterintuitive to why the body needs that reset. So if you don't have it already, grab several large books or several large books, or blocks. If you don't have blocks, something that can work like that. A blanket or 2 blankets. I like to have a thin blanket as well as a heavy blanket. 2 pillows. You can use couch pillows. You can use throw pillows. And if you have bolsters, that's also equally fine. Let's start on our backs today. And I always like to lay on a blanket, especially as we get a little cozier into these colder months. We're going to take a few moments here. By the way, if you have any eye pillows or something to cover your eyes, while we're going through those postures, just make sure it's handy. You can always get up. Come to a soft cactus and let your elbows fall in line with your shoulders. Walk your feet as wide as your mat, and internally draw your knees in towards each other. And take a moment here. Let your eyes roll back into their sockets. Let your tongue drop to the bottom half of your mouth. We're going to do a quick body scan here. So I want you to notice just the back body. See if you can draw your awareness and notice if your ribs are moving up towards the ceiling, if your chest and your shoulders are almost as if you're racing your head, or what we call 𝗔𝗿𝘁𝘁 in yoga, forward-oriented. And then notice if your shoulders are rounding forward, right? And if your buttocks are maybe lifting off of the earth, where the spine might be what we might call concave, or in yoga science, we call it tamasik. And see if you can find a place where, and this might mean lengthening the arm bones, right? So if you want to peek up at me for a moment, it's because of my anatomy and because of the weather today. My arms may not necessarily be in an exact soft cactus. It needs to be a little bit wider in an obtuse angle. For some of you, it might mean fully going into a T. That's totally fine. And same thing with your hips, right? So if your pelvis has been tight, if you've had any discomfort or tightness in the low back, I know I've had some low back issues for the past few weeks, then come to a place where maybe you're not directing the knees so far inward. Right now, we're just focusing on lengthening the spine, letting the pelvis and the shoulders and the shoulder blades come to a place of neutrality. And if you have a hard time closing your eyes, or if you feel as if you need to see all the time, that is a sign that either you've experienced some type of trauma, or it could just be the mind is hyperactive and you are experiencing a lot of anxiety. So what helps, if you have a hard time closing the eyes, is to use that eye pillow. Now, we're not quite in restorative yet, so I don't want you to get too comfy yet, but we are really allowing right now the body, the spine, and the entire back to lengthen and to find that neutrality. And then I want you to, again, keeping the eyes closed or with your eye pillow if that helps you, or mask, eye mask, I want you to notice if there's anywhere you're over-efforting, right? Because there are many times when we have the intentionality to relax or to get comfortable, and because we are so focused, hyper-focused on getting our bodies, our minds, our nervous system set to relax, that, again, the mind hijacks and the body over-efforts. So find that place now and notice if your shoulders are hijacking and coming off of the ground. Notice if the pelvis and buttocks are coming off of the ground, and find that place where you can, as best as you can, maintaining whichever version of this shape as best as you can. Find length from the back of your crown all the way down to your tailbone. Now, the body is absolutely incredibly wise, right? We don't have to do much, and you might already start to feel some elongation. See if you can keep your arms in length with your shoulders, and let your knees, simply let your feet where they are, let your knees fall over to the right side. They don't have to move. Let that left leg turn in, that right leg turn out. And today I want you to focus on not being so precise, not having to be exact or getting things quote unquote right. That's going to happen because when our eyes are constantly looking, the eyes, 80% of our perception is based and comes through the eyes. So when we close our eyes, we can really invoke the feeling aspect, which is very important. It's important for us to know if we're feeling pain, if we're feeling discomfort. And when we don't allow ourselves to discover what we're feeling in a shape, in the moment, then we are actually leaking our power and our autonomy of our nervous system. Let your feet now come back to center. Pause. No rush. And your feet shouldn't have moved too much, right? In fact, we don't want the feet to move at all. We want to keep the feet where they are. So just notice if you have a tendency to try and perfect or get the shape right. Can you come back to a place where the feet are as wide as your mat or off the mat? Mine are off of the mat. That actually feels better for my thigh bones today. And then keep your feet where they are. My knees are not touching, but my inner thighs are rolling in towards one another. Let your knees fall to the left side, so that right thigh is going to move towards the mat. That left outer thigh is going to just fall over to the left side. And again, I'm not moving my feet. So do your best to not move your feet. So that way you can just observe. Observe your hip bones, observe your pelvis without trying to make or rearrange the shape to suit what you think it needs to look like. And then keeping the eyes closed, I want you to scan your body here. One side is always a little bit more user-friendly than the other. And this might be that side for you, right? It might feel a little bit more open. For some of you, it might feel a little bit tighter. Just observe. And then notice if you've closed off your chin to your throat. Right? So we always want to establish length in the spine. And when we keep the spine as the focus, then the rest of the body, our muscles, our ligaments, our tissues, our fascia, begins to, excuse me, I have some throat chakra clearing to do. The rest of the body then follows suit. Think of your spine as the gateway. It's a long road. Some of us, like myself with scoliosis, have bendy roads, so we want to do our best to always establish length. Slowly let your feet come back to center. Take a moment and pause here. Let your pelvis, your hip bones come back. And then heel toe your feet underneath your knees. Walk your feet as close to your buttocks as you can. And then I want you can peek up at me if you'd like. I want you to do a little pelvic tilt so that way there's no space underneath your back, right? So if you were present with me, you can even do this with your hands. Your hand should not be able to slide underneath that low back at all. And then once again, keep the arms in a soft cactus here. Now, pressing your feet down to the earth, big toes touching, squeezing the inner thighs towards each other. So they're not touching, but they're energetically working towards each other. Keep pressing the low back down, little pelvic tilt. So that way, that low back is pressing down. Notice how that starts to fire up your core. Notice how the rib cage starts to close in. And then take a moment here, let the back of your crown lengthen. So we're actually going to take a breathing technique on our backs right now. And keeping the spine as long as you can, that back of the crown pressing down. We'll take what's called krama breath. It's a 3-part breathing technique. And this one that we're doing today is going to help to release a lot of excess vata, a lot of excess air and accumulation. It's going to help stimulate the parasympathetic nervous system and to induce some calmness. So we'll breathe in a part of the way. I want you to let your belly fill in. Breathe in for 3 counts here. Let your belly reach all the way up to the ceiling. Feel your low back press into the earth. It's going to give you spaciousness. And then hold, retain your breath. I want you to breathe in for 3 more counts and feel, keeping the eyes closed, the rib cage expand, the upper armpits, even the throat. Retain the breath, little hold here. So you're ballooning your body and using your lungs to expand into the ligaments and the bones. And then I want you to inhale for 3 more counts. Breathe in as much as you can and feel that breath and that air now go all the way into the upper back, the back of your crown, your arms, your fingernails. Retain the breath. You're going to exhale through your nostrils for 9 counts. Exhale the breath completely out. No rush at all. Should feel almost as if when you are slowly letting air out of a balloon, if you've ever done that. I want you to get to the bottom of your exhalation. It's almost as if you're wringing a towel out, right? So that belly's gonna draw all the way in. You're gonna feel the midline of your body contract. You're gonna feel that length on your spine, and then when you get to the bottom of the exhalation, you're going to notice how the new breath, that new prana, that new inhalation rushes in and fills you. Just take a few normalized breaths here, normal for you. Let your normal inhalation and your normal exhalation fill and wash your lungs. And we'll take that breathing technique one more time. So we'll inhale, fill the belly, let the belly rise. Inhale for 3 counts. Take a gentle pause here. Breathe into the ribs, into the upper armpits, across the shoulders. Another 3 counts and hold. And breathe in as much as you can. Feel that breath now, filling your entire head, your jaw, your fingernails. Keep breathing till you can't breathe in anymore and hold the breath. Like you're capping a soda bottle. Exhale for 9 counts through the nostrils. Get to the bottom of that exhalation and notice how that breath rushes in to fill you. Just pause. Bring your left hand over your heart and your right hand over your belly. And keeping your eyes closed, or if you have your eye pillow on, just keep it there. With a new, fresh perspective and a new, fresh breath entering your lungs. If there's an intention that you want to bring into your practice today, maybe it's experiencing more peace, more calmness in your body. Maybe there's something you're wanting to unfold for the remainder of the year. Maybe there's something that you are wanting to see happen in the new year. Bring that intention into your heart. So every cell of your body over these next few postures can receive your intention. We'll start with a very simple, elevated posture here. You can peek up, try to stay intimate. You can lay on one blanket the way that I have this unfolded. You'll lift your legs. If you have two bed pillows, you can stack your legs. And you're going to elevate your calves. So it's a low Stonehenge. You'll place your calves over the bolster. Let your palms face up. This is a really great way to just let that deoxygenated blood flow back by just lifting your legs up. If you prefer to take the full variation, I'll show that as well. Right, so you'll take 2 blocks or large books, place your bolster on top, and you can stay on your mat, or you can take a blanket and cover yourself, right? Use your eye pillow and let your eyes roll back into their sockets. Let your body be heavy. Let your tongue drop to the bottom half of your mouth. And then I want you to watch your narrative that might be coming up for you. You might be feeling guilty for doing nothing in this posture, in this moment. You might be feeling discomfort for simply resting. Your mind might be hijacking you to go into a place of action, what's on your to-do list. And I want you to know that that is all okay. It is normal. It's normal until we train the mind to do nothing. So over these next few moments, and I'll be quiet, I'm here as a guide. Over these next few moments of silence, before we move into our next postures, if you notice that your mind is wandering, I invite you to use the mantra, Mang, Mang, Mang. That mantra gives the mind one point focus so that it can be satiated while your body is at ease. Slowly start to bring your awareness into your body, keeping your eyes closed. Bring the soles of your feet to the top of your bolster. Bring your knees into your chest. We'll take a little supine twist. Let your knees fall to the right side. Bring your left arm to your left shoulder and extend that left arm as best as you can for your body. Stacking your knees, opening up the side body. Draw your knees back to your chest. Take your time. Little supine twist. Squeeze your knees in. Let your buttocks move over to the right side. Knees fall left. Right arm to the right shoulder. Extend that right arm. Draw your right arm back to center. Let your right elbow fall over to the left side fetal position. Use the strength of your right hand to come up to a comfortable seat. Let your head arrive last. We'll start to go into side twists for the side body. You'll take your bolster or 2 pillows. And I like to start on the second highest level. Place your block or blocks underneath. Now we're going to bring our right hip bone and right knee against the flush of your bolster. Reach the arm straight up. You'll take a gentle twist to face your bolster. And then from here, let your arms straddle your bolster or pillows. As you elongate, and I'm showing you this without the blanket, you'll pull the blanket over you. Really important to make sure your thigh is flush against the bolster. Grow your spine long, and then wrap your ribs around the axis of your spine. So you're inhaling to lengthen, exhaling to rotate. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, rotate. You can bring one cheek to the mat, and then the other. And then pause here. If you need an eye mask, an eye pillow, let that left side of your body start to slowly open up. Really important that your chest and your heart is on the bolster and not the side. So find that place where you can let your body rest comfortably. If your mind starts to wander, you can always use that mantra, Mang. This deep side twist helps to re-regulate the Manipura chakra. That's our fire center. When we're too fired up, fire and air, the element of air, is the season that we're in right now, vata. So this posture helps to quiet and simmer any of that external heat that might be arising because of the winds, the thoughts, the overthinking. Let your body now be heavy. and rest in this digestive state. Slowly bring your forehead to your bolster or pillows. Let the back of your neck and cervical spine elongate. And press your palms into the earth. And slowly let your body rise. Taking your time. No rush at all. Let your left fingertips wander to the left side. Reach your right arm long by your ear and take a side bend. Swan pose. And keep anchoring your right hip down. Feel free to close the eyes as you breathe into the serratus anterior, the upper intercostal muscles, the armpit. Slowly let that right hand come back to the earth. Let your head arrive last. And take your time as you roll onto your buttocks and sit bones. You can peek up at me if you'd like. Press your palms on top of your shin bones. We'll take a few seated cat-cows with the feet down. Inhale, lift your heart, lift your gaze for cow. Exhale, round your spine, separate your shoulder blades for cat. Take this a few more times, moving to the rhythm of your breath. If there's any place in your body, maybe it's the low back, the spine, that feels like it needs a little bit more elongation, feel free to linger there a little longer. The beauty of being able to do these postures is that we're automatically set up for the other side. So staying where you are, this time just roll to the left side. Bring your left hip bone and left thigh against your left bolster. You're already set up. And then bring the arm bones up. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, twist over and face your bolster. Let your arm bones fall to the earth. And same thing, step by step here. Grow the spine long. Exhale, wrap your right ribs around the axis of your spine. So there's a lengthening and a rotation. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to rotate. Lengthen, rotate. Take your time as you make your way to the bolster, whichever height or level best serves you. Let your head be heavy. Let your jaw be at ease. Let your nervous system reset. And once again, use the mantra Mang to come back to a place of balance and quieting the mind. I'll mind the time, and I'll be quiet. Let your head be heavy. Let it be the last part of your body to roll up. Walk your right fingertips over to the right side. Reach your left arm long. Stretch the side body. Moving away from your bolster. Keep anchoring your left hip bone down. Maintain space for an apple between chin and chest. Slowly let that left hand come back to center. The beautiful thing about having our props set up is that when we roll to the back now, we'll extend the legs. You'll lean back, hopefully with your eye pillow on, and take an elevated Shavasana. You can feel free to keep your palms facing up alongside you, or you can rest one hand on the belly, one on the heart. If for any reason this feels uncomfortable and you would like to come down to the earth, you also have that option. Let your body now receive the benefits of what each posture has unlocked. It took me a very long time to accept that doing nothing was not laziness, and that doing nothing was just as instrumental as productivity. Let your body now receive what has unlocked. And feel light moving from the top of your crown, as if you could visualize an electromagnetic field hovering right over your crown. Feel that light, that field of energy illuminating your brain, your eyes, your tongue, your jaw. Feel it light up your ears, ear canals, and the back of your throat. Feel it move across your chest and shoulders, down your arms, elbow joints. Feel your whole back body that's supported by your bolster and pillows, or the earth, light up. Front body, soft, expansive. Feel your pelvis, your sacrum, your hips, balanced and light. Your thighs, fronts of the legs, backs of the legs, knees and kneecaps, bathing in light. And feel this light move down the fronts of the shin bones, around the backs of the calves, around the ankle bones, tops of the feet, bottoms of the feet. Each toe, in between the toes and the toenails. Just incubating and pure light, pure essence. Feel proud of yourself for giving your time to reset, to rebalance, to release, and to reestablish homeostasis within your nervous system. Breathe in a sense of peace and tranquility, and feel that peace and tranquility move through every single cell of your body. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om. Feeling peace with yourself, with others, and with all forces. Take a smooth breath to inhale, and a smooth breath to exhale. Take your time and make your way to right side fetal position. You can stay on your bolster or pillows if you would like. And let your head be the last part of your body to roll up as you use your left hand to guide yourself to a comfortable seat. Press your palms to the heart center and bow your head. And feel this merging of duality, this merging of opposition. Without rest, we cannot do, we cannot be productive. So bow down to the duality that exists, and the balance of that duality is found in the heart center. Loving ourselves into the best version of ourselves means being with what is. So thank you so much for joining me. Have a super wonderful rest of your day, your evening, wherever and whenever you are streaming this. Hari Om Om Tat Sat. Namaste. Ground your practice by making a fist with the right hand. Cover it with your left. Press it below your navel. Lean forward and feel that subtle lift of your pelvic floor. And then come straight back up. Heart open, back strong, steady on the inside, peaceful on the outside. Thanks so much for joining me.